What's going on, YouTube? My name is Adam. This is my beautiful wife,
Cristina.
and we are in, where we at?
Querétaro,
Mexico. What a beautiful place. It's super modern. It's just an amazing place. We're going to be doing a lot of videos down here. This is our second time visiting this amazing city, and I just became a temporary resident of Mexico.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Viva Mexico! So there's so many conflicting stories and so many things out there about how to become a resident of Mexico. So I'm gonna show you the team that we hired to help us, for me to get my temporary residence, and for Cristina to get an RFC number. If you don't know what that is, I'm gonna put in the link a video that's produced by Two Expats Mexico. I highly recommend subscribing to them. I also recommend Tangerine Travels. That's where I got Mario's information, and that's where I got this whole bunch of information about the RFC. If you want to buy a car or anything, you have to have this RFC number. It takes anywhere from 4 to 6 months, and some people it takes 12 months, and Cristina got it in 4 days. So do you think we could have done that without hiring a team, Cristina?
No, because this group, this team, like Mario and Natalia, Alberto and Alejandro, they all have a lot of connections and they know how to do things. They know who to talk, what to talk, and what to do. And also they help you fill up the forms, because that's a big deal here in Mexico. If you even write down something with a different ink, they say, oh no, you have to write have the same color, and it's a problem. It's a mess. It's just I think we couldn't have done it
No, absolutely
better
not.
than
No
them,
way.
because they have
No
done
way.
it many times.
No way.
They do, and they put their heart to make it happen.
Yes.
I like that about them. I do recommend them.
I do too. They're a
highly.
cool team. They're in their 20s. Most of them are like 28, but yet they're old souls. We came back from Mexico City. It took us 5 hours because of traffic. That's another thing that they changed some things in Querétaro last minute. So the only way for me to get my card on the time that we had planned was to go down to Mexico City. And immediately Mario was like, hey, we're going to have to take you to Mexico City. I'm like, cool, I'll go wherever. So we went down there, and it was actually a great process. I'm going to talk about that in the video. They went above and beyond, but coming back, they were listening to 80s music. I thought time stopped 20 years ago. Just a cool group of guys, and of course, Natalia, the girl, is amazing as well. They speak better English than I do. They're very professional. We're going to show you all that in this video. It's kind of longer, so we wanted to kind of say, hey, it's worth listening to. If you're looking to get your residency, I'm going to talk about my experience. I'm going to introduce you to Mario in a video. I'm going to show you how professional the place is. But you want to stay tuned to the very end, because at the very end, Mario is going to talk about, if you're coming from the U.S., how to start getting your temporary residence. I highly recommend Mario and his team. If you don't hire them, you got to hire someone. We've dealt with several other people, and Mario seemed to be the best for us. But doing this alone is probably not possible. Do you agree with that, Cristina? You're going to get so many different conflicting things. And Cristina, you're from Mexico. You're born here. You speak the language, but you've been gone for 30 years. Don't you think? Would you need their help buying a car? Would you know how to title a vehicle in Mexico? Would you know how to go get an RFC number they just started coming out with? Would you know how to do these things on your own?
I could not do that on my own, because first of all, I don't know, the laws has changed so drastically overnight, and they changing like I guess in every country.
Of course.
But in my family here, but they don't know, they don't care, because they have been established here, they've been working here and getting all these things. So it would take longer. Yeah, I could have done it here, but I have to live here and start doing it myself.
Absolutely.
Not like we did. We can only for this purpose to do it and get it done and move that thing out of the way.
Absolutely.
Because there's a lot of process, a long process.
Yes, and oh my God, they were amazing for us. We could talk for the next hour. They've done a lot for us. For those of you that haven't tuned into our channel before, we've been doing some Mexico videos. We did some tips to Mexico as we come down to this country quite a bit, but we're about to move here. We've got a lot of training we got to go through. Both of us are going through training in our separate jobs. And when that's done, we plan on commuting to here. So we're going to be doing videos about a pilot and a flight attendant living in Mexico, be it working in the United States for the airlines.
Let's see how that works.
Let's see how it works. I'm excited about it.
Me too.
It's going to be creative. We're going to be able to live a better life off of less money, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. It's just this place is full of so much amazing culture. So if this is something you're thinking about doing, don't let fear stop you. Do you agree, Cristina?
I agree 100%.
Go for it. And we're going to talk about that more in the video. Mario's going to talk about not waiting. It's super important you don't wait. We're going to go over that. Please hit that thumbs up button, help the algorithm, and also please subscribe to our channel. We're going to be giving a lot of helpful tips out. You're not going to miss our crazy lifestyle that we're going to be doing come after the next few months. And we're going to be doing some more travel videos. Just wanted to introduce ourselves, and we also wanted to explain while we're doing this video, and we want to give our opinion. So let's go see this beautiful office that Mario and his team at EXO Consulting are at. And you want to add anything else?
Vámonos.
Vámonos. Let's go see Mario. What's going on, YouTube? So I am here in this amazing office that I just showed you on the video with my new friend Mario, in Spanish Mario. My wife keeps correcting me on that. He's with the EXO Consulting, and that's kind of want to go over. I know a lot of people are super interested in getting their residency down here in the beautiful country of Mexico. I just want to kind of go over how I found Mario, and what he did for us, and I wanted to actually give him time to actually explain his process. So real quick, my wife is from Mexico. If you watch any of my YouTube videos, you know that. Cristina's from Mexico, but I still needed help getting the temporary residency card. Cristina and I are moving down here from the state of Alaska, and we needed that help. I searched around enough to know that you've got to have help to get anything done in Mexico. I talked to people in Merida, Playa del Carmen. I talked to one other person here in Querétaro, and my wife and I just didn't have a great feeling about it. Well, I watched Tangerine Travels quite a bit, and if you're searching this kind of stuff, you've probably stumbled across their YouTube channel. Jordan gives out a lot of good information, but rarely does he actually recommend a company. And I remember him on one episode recommending Mario and his services. So I actually reached out to Jordan on a live chat and got Mario's WhatsApp number, and I'm like, please help me. And the minute my wife and I talked to Mario, we knew immediately that he was who we wanted to hire. He was priced very reasonable. In fact, I think you should go up on his prices. He's priced very reasonable. He does incredible work. So I just kind of wanted to give what we did. So we flew down here on a Sunday, got here, and on our marriage certificate, there was literally a hyphen between her last name, and we had to go to the U.S. consulate. So Mario immediately, we sent him everything, and he's like, hey, don't worry about it. I'll get you all the documents that you need. So we met Mario in this amazing office on Monday. We went over what our plan for the entire week was going to be, and he wrote us up a form to give to the U.S. consulate. So then we went up to San Miguel de Allende. We got that taken care of, got a form signed from the U.S. consulate stating that Cristina is truly who she says she was, just because her passport didn't contain the hyphen that the marriage certificate did. So we had to get that signed by the consulate. Mario took care of all the documentation that we needed for that, went over everything with that. And then Tuesday morning, he meets us here at the office, and we literally went down to Mexico City because Querétaro was so backed up. And he already had a person in Mexico City. There was people that had been camping out literally for 2 days waiting to get into the immigration office. If you don't have some type of inside pull, inside help, someone that knows the system, you're not going to get in there on your own. It's going to take you months to get this done. It's just impossible. So Mario sent down a person from his team. His team is absolutely amazing. He sent someone down the night before to help get us a spot in, and we had to be there at 11:30. We rushed down there. It was almost like the Fast and the Furious. I had a blast. I enjoyed the stress of it. I don't know. I'm weird. So the traffic kept getting worse and worse and worse. And it was literally, we get out, and Mario's like, right there, the guy with the folder at him. So I take out running, I get my folder, and in immigration we went. It was a lot of fun. Everything went so smooth. All our documents we needed, which were a lot, were all done that Mario did for us. It was just so perfect. Everything fell into place. I think maybe 4 or 5 hours, and I was done. And if you've studied this any, that's actually fairly quick when you're dealing with immigration. So I thought it was perfect. And then today, he was able to get my wife, Cristina, the RFC number. Well, if you've done much research on that, the average Mexican is taking anywhere from 4 to 6 months, and some people already up to 12 months. Mario was able to get us in there in a week. So, and then hopefully next week I'm going to be getting mine as well. I feel pretty confident I will. And it's just been an amazing experience. My wife is from Mexico. She's born in Mexico. She speaks this language and all that. Even if you've been away from the country for a while, you're going to need someone's help getting this process back going, such as getting the RFC number. This is not something you can tackle on your own. If you go on the RFC website, you're literally going to get a virtual line waiting, and it just takes absolutely forever. It could be literally, like I said, it could be for months. So I wanted to give our recommendations. We've dealt with his entire staff here. He's got an amazing team. I've dealt with some very professional people, but I don't think I've dealt with anyone in any place more professional than Mario. Mexico is, you better bring your dress clothes. Don't come here wearing shorts is what I say. He says wear whatever you want. But this is the most professional people I've ever dealt with, and I've been just blown away with how amazing it was, how great all their English is. It's better than my English. They're teaching me English and Spanish. So that's my story. So I'm going to give an example. I'll let Mario introduce himself, and I'm going to give an example. I have a friend, the lady taught me how to fly. Her and her husband actually own a place in Mexico, but they don't have residency, and they want that. And so they have to start their process. If I'm telling this right, they're going to start their process in the United States, which Mario actually does help that process. He don't go to the United States, but he will help you set that up, which is something you also need help with. I highly recommend this man. I highly recommend his entire team. I feel like they're our friends. I feel like when I move to Querétaro, I'm going to be using them for other services, and I hope to be drinking tequila with them every now and then. So I feel like we're already friends. They make you feel like family here. My wife says the exact same thing. We've been blown away with their service. So I know I talk too much, so I'm going to turn it over to Mario. But this is Mario from EXO Consulting. I highly recommend him helping you get your permanent residency. And take it away, man. I'll quit talking so much.
No, man. I mean, I enjoy like hearing all the story and your take on it, because that I always say like that also pays off. I mean, it's like I feel so happy because we are committed with every client. We're committed on getting your process done and getting matching your schedule and doing things as smooth as possible. So to hear that everything was I mean, we filled out the expectations. It's great for me. So yeah, I mean, like you were saying, it is a pretty complicated process because of all the bureaucracy that exists in Mexico,
Right.
And mostly, I mean, there's government like challenges like that you can find in any country, but
Correct.
the hard thing about here, I think, or my opinion, is that you don't always get the current, updated, and accurate information.
Correct.
Like you might have in the U.S. And also, every place works differently. Every office works differently.
Mm-hmm.
Every state, every clerk. So it is a way of navigating through all the ins and outs, the changes, the basis of it, or to know the nature of it, every process, so we can actually kind of solve any problematic that it may happen.
Right.
And that's our service. I mean, that's what we provide. We're not in the concealing information business.
Correct.
We are in assistance and helping people to have a little bit of peace of mind by coming here and starting on the right foot on their way to moving to Mexico.
Right. So if you had a client, so for example, I'm going to use my old flight instructor that I had. Her and her husband want to come down here. What would be the first process for them to, if they first of all, I highly recommend you don't try anything of this on your own. He's right. So every consulate in the U.S. is literally different. Like even the money requirements, everything's totally different. That's something where you need a professional such as Mario to do. And like you said, every RFC office, every immigration office is totally different. So I would definitely hire this man for his consulting and use him when you get here to Mexico. But so for someone like them, what would be the first process? They reach out to you and then what?
So our process, we have been working, we've been improving a little bit. I mean, with each process that we complete, we improve the service a little bit more to see like how can we make it better, how can we make it easier for the people, how can we correct any mistakes that we have made in the past, because we all made mistakes, and we are here because all the mistakes that we have made and all the experience that we have acquired and all the knowledge that we have got from every process and every change that has happened here in Mexico. So for us, the first part of the process is we have a first like consulting call.
Okay.
Where we kind of make a little survey on the current situation of the person. So we actually kind of pre-qualify them and say
Okay.
like, yes, you qualify or not. You don't qualify, and you have to wait like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 months, a year. I don't know, depending on the situation. And but from that moment, we can actually start helping people on getting a strategy for them to eventually complete the process. So it is not absurd to think like, oh man, I want to be coming to Mexico in 5 years. I should wait maybe 1 year before. I mean, no, I always say like, things keep changing a lot.
Right.
So the sooner the better. Right now the process, it's really it has its ups and downs, but it is actually doable.
Right.
So it is not super complicated. And I say like, yeah, just if you want to do it, just start right now
I agree.
and get that out of the way.
I agree. Everybody I've listened to and all the research I've done, the requirements, thankfully, when I reached out to Mario, he confirmed I did not have to prove any financial because I'm married to a Mexican-born citizen. But most of the people I've been researching, the financial requirement keeps getting harder and harder and harder. The average, it's getting where the average person is on Social Security is not even going to qualify. So if it's where you qualify now, I agree. Get the process started now. Correct me if I'm wrong. Once you get permanent residence, that's for life, right? I mean, you have that forever. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. If you get to permanent residency status, you can. I mean, sometimes. I mean, they ask for you to update your residency if like around every 10 years.
Okay.
So if you're mostly because of your appearance changes. Yeah. So if you get a permanent resident status, you are absolutely done with that. They ask for you update or renew your your permanent resident card.
Okay.
Because of any physical changes that you may have, like almost around every 10 years. That's like advisable.
Okay.
But it is not like mandatory. I mean, if you don't want to like renew it or change it or go through the process, you actually don't have to do it, but it is the suggested time frame.
Okay.
But yes, you're right. I mean, if you get it permanent, you don't have to worry about it anymore.
So there's no need to wait to start the process. That's for sure, because the requirements do keep getting tougher and tougher and tougher. And as crazy as you wouldn't be watching this if you didn't agree with this, the craziest the United States is getting. There's a lot. When I was in immigration, there was a lot of Canadians and a lot of U.S. citizens in there with me waiting. There's more and more and more coming to Mexico because you can have a better life down here. And so it's super popular. So I definitely recommend not waiting. So do you guys set up the appointment for them in the U.S. and kind of direct them of what consulate may be better than another?
Yeah, that's part of the process with us. I mean,
Okay.
after we make the survey and say like, yes, you qualify, and they tell us all their information about like their income, their savings, their current situation. We can say, okay, your best way to go is on this consulate because of your schedule. What your expected schedule to come to Mexico is, because some consulates are more active than others.
Okay.
There's not appointments available in all of them, or if they open spots, they're just like so far away that you have to like work around it. So we say like, yes, according to your plans, this is the best place to go. According to your current financial situation, this is the best consulate to go. And if you have another type of situation that you're going to, that we have to sort out,
Okay.
we can also like guide you in that way, so we can make it as smooth as possible. And we set up all the appointments. We help you gather the file. We tell you what to bring, what not to bring, what to say, what not to say.
Okay.
So we cannot guarantee 100% the outcome of the interview, because no matter how many times or how much we prepare your file, if the interview does not well, if you say something wrong, if the clerk's in a bad mood, it can get turned out.
Right. Right.
But we at least try to make it as good as we can.
Okay.
For the application to be as bulletproof as we can.
Okay. And you definitely have for Cristina and I. Everything's been so smooth. And then so like when I came into Mexico, you just told me to come in as a tourist, which were perfect. And that's the first thing they asked for me. I actually had immigration. They wanted the INM. When you come in, you get stamped 180 days or whatever they give you, which they don't always give you that, but they did give me 180 days. Do they come in as a tourist as well, or do they have something different when they're coming from the consulate?
Yes, depending on the application, that's how you get. You get here. Through immigration, you have to say the correct thing so you don't mess with your status.
Correct.
So for people that go through the consulate and have an interview and an application for a visa process,
Okay.
what they get at the end of that appointment, of that interview, it's a visa stamp on their passport.
Oh, okay.
So that visa stamp is valid for 6 months. So you have 6 months from the moment that you get that visa stamp,
Okay.
from starting that to come to Mexico
Okay.
and finish the process.
Okay.
So that's very important. If you're also planning on doing the process, take that into consideration that you cannot exceed that time frame, because if you do, then it's not any longer going to be valid and you have to start all over again.
And then, so once they come into the country, they can't leave without permission, or to avoid everything they've done. They cannot leave without permission until they get their card. Now, I got mine the same day. That's where I recommend hiring someone such as Mario, because from what I'm hearing, some people are waiting months to get that card. Is Mexico changing that everywhere, or you just know the right places to go, or can everyone, if they go through your services, can they normally, unless, like you've been honest with me from the get-go, you said, hey, the printer could be tore up or something could go wrong, something out of your hands, of course. But for the most part, if everything runs right, does everyone get their card the same day like I did?
Yes, that's the general rule right now. The good news is that the process is improving a little bit.
Okay.
Because of COVID and all the restrictions that were put into the way of processing stuff in every government office. They started to get a lot of backlog on procedures because they couldn't take as much appointments or as much procedures completed every day. So
Okay.
right now they're kind of trying to fix that,
Okay.
and they're trying to get every procedure done in one day.
Okay.
Depends entirely on the office. Depends entirely on the time of the year, the time of the week.
Sure.
I mean, and of course things that are out of our hands. We like
Right.
I don't know, the printer machine broken down or something like that. We are, as you will say, we are established in Querétaro, where we take procedures or we manage procedures in other states of the country, like Mexico City,
Mhm.
like San Miguel de Allende, Cancún, Guadalajara, Playa del Carmen, and Mérida.
Okay.
That's what we have dealt right now with, and we have either alliances or teams in every part of this
That's amazing.
of the cities, so we can actually we are able to provide the service. Once you come to Mexico, you don't have to actually come here. It's better, we have more control over it if
Right.
if you come here, but we can do it in these places, or we can help you at least on guidance if you're going to any other state
Right.
in the country. So it's different in everyone, in
Okay.
each one of them. Most of them, I can say that they are printing cards on the same day,
Okay.
but I don't suggest for you to rely completely on that.
Okay.
Just plan a couple of weeks on coming to Mexico,
Right.
at least. And if you get the card in one day, great. You have 2 weeks to
Enjoy Mexico.
Yeah, to enjoy Mexico as a resident. So yeah, that's main rule.
Well, I can say everything went very smooth for Cristina and I. We're 100% happy with his services. We could not have done this without him. And Cristina's got family scattered all over this country. We have friends that live here in Querétaro that we met the last trip we came here. We found the people, if you haven't been to Querétaro, personally, I would recommend coming here just like Cristina and I did. It's more modern than San Diego, the malls. It's a richer place than probably wherever you live. It will absolutely, I've been sending pictures back home and it just blows people's minds just how nice Querétaro really is. But what I've noticed, the people that are actually from Querétaro are some of the warmest people I've ever met in my life. The food is incredible. It's just beautiful. It's like time stopped 80 years ago in this place, and it's just so amazing. But yet it's the most modern place, if that makes any sense at all. But so I would recommend coming here and doing it in person. But if you're not wanting to do that, Mario does have contacts all over the country. I've seen firsthand this guy has contacts everywhere. Like I said, I'm going to be using him for everything. So Mario, if I understand correctly, so you helped us get Cristina's RFC. You're going to help me get my RFC next week, and a lot of that's, like I said, it's taking people 6 months, and he's helping us, weeks. It's really tough to get an appointment with SAT. That's basically almost like a tax ID number, yet you're not paying tax, but you have to have that number to get a bank account or buy a car or anything like that. He's helped me get my 2-year temporary resident card. I'm going to hire him to help me get my permanent residence card in 2 years. He helps people get citizenship. He also does tours around Querétaro, showing you the different neighborhoods. Everybody on his team is born and raised in Querétaro. They're rooted here. They got tons of contacts, tons of information. Pretty well, if you need it, I think you could call Mario, and he could probably help you with any different thing from a doctor to you name it. So even if it's not just related to immigration, I think he's a valuable asset to make friends with and to do business with. He's very honest. He's been honest with us since the get-go. So everything he's told us has come together. And if you've watched much about Mexico, you know, us Americans are so impatient. We want everything like right now. He's good at dealing. I think he's been dealing with too many of us crazy gringos because he's very good at dealing with that aspect of our mentality and our culture. And I'm grateful for that. And I'm having to adapt to being more relaxed. I got to work on that. That's pretty well all I have to add. I just wanted to share how amazing this man. I'm not getting paid for this. I'm doing this because I want to help other people. I don't want a dime out of this. I'm not monetized on YouTube. If you've watched any of my channels, as always, I just like to help people. And I just wanted to get my 2 cents. I'm super thankful for Jordan Tangerine Travels giving me Mario's number. It wasn't the easiest to find. I was searching everything on the line. It's tough to find things online. So I wanted to put this video together to help people that are actually searching for someone to help them get their residency card. And Cristina, I've had our channel for 2 years. We're only up to like 1,050 subscribers. But we've never recommended anyone in the 2 years we've had our channel. He's the first, so that should tell you something as well. Neither does Jordan. And so he's super honest. You get what you pay for in life. And this guy gives you even a little bit more, I think. And at the end of it, you get a cool coffee cup. I'm actually excited about drinking some fresh Veracruz coffee out of that thing. So, is there anything you want to add, Mario, other than your team's always ready?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I want to thank you, by trusting in us. I mean, putting all this esoteric process for everybody. It's an important part of everybody's everybody comes here and they put this essential first step on us, and we take it as seriously as it needs to be, and we take care of people and we complete it. And I said, things can go wrong, but we're gonna stick with you until the end, and we're gonna figure it out, and we're gonna solve it. And it's not just a way of keep asking money or anything like that. It is all with it. So it got complicated here, so I said let's find a way of doing it. And
that's a good point. My case actually got a little complicated. We were trying to meet certain deadlines. Anyway, and then the one thing, we needed a copy of something. Immigration will not make you a copy of nothing. And we literally were able to run out. And Mario had someone, literally the guy that stayed the night for us, Alejandro. I love that guy. They listen to 80s music, by the way. That was a fun ride on the way back. We had a blast. But anyway, he's standing there. He literally runs somewhere. I have no idea where he went. And he's back with a copy in 2 minutes, before we could even get anything done. It's like you're working with, I felt like I was in a cool movie. And it's like you're working with a team that's got everything dialed in. And when something goes wrong, we had a couple of speed bumps, not our fault, but it was the government type speed bumps. They were there, and it just went smooth. And like I said, I left there with my card, so I couldn't be happier. These people are honest. Like I said, I'm even going to hire one of these guys to be my personal trainer when I get back done with my stuff. And I mean, I feel like I'm part of the family here, and I've only been here for a week, so it's just an amazing experience. So
yeah, I just want to end with an invitation for everybody that wants to are planning to come to Mexico or just curious about coming to Mexico. It's to do it. I mean, it is not as hard as it may seem. It is a great place. It is a city that's developing so much, has a lot of industry, has a lot of touristic, artistic, and commercial events. It is filled with warm people, and everybody loves the weather here.
Oh, it's amazing. It is amazing.
So I want to say that, I mean, just don't be afraid of asking for information, reaching out.
Right.
We'll let you know. Even if you're not working with us, I will let you know some of the, I mean, anything that you need to know for coming to Mexico. And as I said, I don't do everything my own or here in my team, but at least we can guide you on the right way,
Right.
or I mean, for you not to be like just suffering so much on getting some good and reliable information or contacts.
Right.
So yeah, that's the thing, and our doors are always open, and we love what we do. And I wanna thank Adam for giving me this space to to share a little bit of what we do and how we work, and
Yeah, I approached him about this. He didn't approach me. I was like, hey, I really want to do a YouTube video with you. I want to help you sell your business because, to the world, because he changed my life. I've been wanting to get this done, and I just wanted to share how everything just went so smooth for us. And I approached him about doing this video. This is 100% my doing because I just thought, man, more people need to know about this amazing guy. And correct me if I'm wrong, you also help people locate houses and neighborhoods and all that too, right?
Yeah, there are a range of services. It starts with immigration. We consider ourselves like a full relocation agency. So first we start with immigration procedures, everything related for immigration, citizenship, anything. Like government related first. Also, if you want to set up a business, if you want to have a wheel done, if we want to have some other stuff. And after that, once you get all your papers completed, you actually need to start living, right? So we offer this house hunting service. We take you to NOAA to get a little acquainted in the city, and we have alliances with different realtors here. We ourselves have some properties on our listed, so you can. It's not like we want to offer you and we want to sell you what we have. It's more like we help you find what you're looking for.
Right.
So that's our service. Even if you find it yourself, we help you with the paperwork, so you know that it is completed. If you want to buy a property and you want everything to go correctly, and you want to be safe and secure in your investment, we help you with that only.
Right.
And after that, we have just this general assistance service where we can have tailored tours in the city. And also, just if you want to open a bank account, if you want to get an RFC number, you want to buy a mattress, buy a car, get it registered, those kind of services, we help you. And I appoint someone for you to be quick conversation, so you can get all your questions out, and they can help you, and they can do it fast, and they can do it on your time. And yeah, we like to provide solutions for any type of thing that you might, or any type of challenges you might encounter when settling in the city.
That makes, and like I said, I just definitely want to end with the fact that I'm married to Mexican. I have tons of in-laws all scattered all over Mexico. I feel like I have an advantage on a lot of people that don't have that, and there's no way, even with all those resources, even having people living here, we were getting bad advice from my own in-laws. They meant well, but it's just different when you're relocating back to Mexico, even if you're already Mexican. So even if you don't even need it for citizenship, if you've been gone for a while, you're going to need some help, because there's a lot of things like this new RFC thing, you're going to need it. And I want to, don't be too proud. My wife wanted to just handle it on her own to start with before we ever even started looking for Mario. And I just no, I know we need someone's help. So don't be too proudful to not ask for help, because I don't even care if you're Mexican, you're going to need some help, and that's where it's nice to have someone that's boots on the ground and got an incredible team. They all speak excellent English and very professional. You email them, they email you back. Natalia will be who you're probably emailing more than anyone. She's super professional and just a great team. And like I said, I just wanted to tell everyone my wonderful experience, and thanks to this man and his team, I'm now holding. Actually, thanks to the whole team. Everybody in this team had something to do with me getting my citizenship and or my residency, eventually citizenship, and I'm so thankful for that, because it went so smooth. So when you got a good team, it's hard to fail. So, thank you for your time, Mario.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. And I'm going to put his information in the description. He's got these cool cards. This guy's got all kind of neat stuff. I'm going to put his information, his phone number. If you haven't got WhatsApp already, everybody in Mexico uses WhatsApp for the most part. I highly recommend downloading it. It's a free app. You can reach out to him. If not, I'm going to put his number down there. You're going to need to do +52 if you've never called anywhere in Mexico. Then the number if you're not wanting to use WhatsApp. And if you program it in your phone, a lot of people don't realize this. My wife even struggles with this. I had to help her today program a Mexican number in. If you have a U.S. phone number, you'll need to program in. Just go to your contacts first if you want to WhatsApp somebody, and you want to go to your contacts first. Add the contact. You want to hit the plus sign. You'll see it. Then 52, and then the number. So for Mario, it'd be 442-155-2084. So enter the contact in first, and then go to your WhatsApp and start texting away. Because if you don't enter that +52, he's not going to be getting your messages. Also, he's got an email address. I'm going to put it into the description, and then promise you they're going to get back to you really quick. They're very, very professional. And so that's that. I just want to give all the information and tips that I could. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for your time, Mario.
Thank you, man.
All right.